you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you guys doing today?
Pretty awesome.
Wonderful. A pleasure to have you guys today. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having us. We're excited.
Wonderful, wonderful. So guys, October 15, you released your video Dead Like Me. So would you like to tell me a bit about the song and making of this video?
Yeah, the song was written a year and a half ago. Like initially, it was written a year and a half ago. Um, you know how when you're like, have you ever dated someone who's just beats you down? They just manipulate you and they beat you down until there's nothing left, and then you just ultimately you're numb to it. And that's kind of what inspired the song. And then the video, when we did the video, we kind of went with a like a Dexter theme, you know, and we actually built the set in my shop out back. So we hung up plastic and splattered it with crimson paint to make it look like blood. And we actually we had it set up in less than 8 hours. We built the set. So we wanted to go with kind of like a serial killer kind of theme, you know, and without over glorifying it, you know what I mean? It was pretty simple, just a cool backdrop, basically, you know, something that kind of fit the aesthetic of the song, I feel like, you know. So yeah, that was a fun project. We shot it. It took us all day. We shot it on a Sunday, and I think it was like 110 degrees in the shop. It was so hot that day. I mean, we were all just drenched in sweat, take after take. And yeah, I think our photographer actually got sick at the end of the night. It was so hot in there. But yeah, I mean, the song itself, it really came together kind of on its own. And you know, and then I think everybody added their touches to it. Mike, this is Mike. He's the drummer. John's guitar. I'm Topher. I'm the vocals and guitar. So our bass player's not here today. He had to work. So yeah, as far as the writing process goes, it's just everything just kind of came together with that song. So
Fantastic. And earlier this year, you put up another video, Waves, a great song, amazing video. So you guys would like to tell me a bit about that song as well.
You guys got anything to say about Waves?
It was cold to shoot the video.
That was a cold day. Yeah, we shot that at North Shore, Minnesota, up on Lake Superior.
October.
In October. The end of October, October 23rd of last year. And yeah, it was starting to get chilly. And so yeah, we actually rented a motorhome, so we had a warm place to relax. But yeah, it was that was a good time. It took us most of the weekend to shoot that video. We went up on a Friday and we shot all day Saturday and then part of Sunday. But very cold day. So it's kind of an interesting transition going from shooting on a cold day to a really hot day. So that song in itself is done well. Really, people really gravitate towards that song, I think, of all of our songs. But our most streamed song right now is Breakaway, which we haven't shot a video for, and I'm not entirely sure if we're going to. So.
And you are also working on your debut album. So how is that coming up?
Yeah, we actually start shooting not shooting, but recording next weekend. We're gonna do, I think, I don't know, upwards of 10 songs, maybe a few more. I know we have most of them. We're gonna start the album next weekend, recording. We've got a lot of new material we're really excited to share. So we're really excited because the new album, we got a lot of heavier stuff on there. Voices, My Only Sin, Falling Down. We got some pretty cool tracks. Very diverse record. You know, it's going to take people on an emotional roller coaster, we feel like, because Voices in itself was kind of a song that's centered around the pandemic and COVID and being kind of stuck inside, you know, and being on lockdown essentially, you know, and kind of going crazy. And so we're excited about that song as well. I think our next single, can we talk about our next single?
Yeah, let's do it.
My Only Sin, I believe, is going to be our next single. And that song is kind of a throwback for me, but that kind of deals with mental health, you know, in itself, and we're really excited to share that song. I think we're hoping to release that one by the first of the year. That's a heavier rock song. That one is up there with Dead Like Me. So
fantastic. So, do you guys have a title for the upcoming album and the planned release date for the album?
we do not have a release date for the album. No, we're hoping spring, but we write a lot, so the album set could change
Okay.
by then. I mean, definitely we plan on releasing by spring for sure, the entirety of the album. We'll probably drop a couple singles. And I know the guys, we've talked about holding off on music videos, but I feel like we should do at least one more this winter, in the midst of the recording the record. I think My Only Sin needs a video, and then we'll discuss further videos this summer, for release maybe later next summer. But yeah, we are really excited for that song in particular. Mike's really excited. We have a song called She that it's really sludgy, kind of southern grunge. It's a cool song. That one we're really excited to share as well. So
A lot of cool songs coming out.
yeah, we got a lot. We've got some slow songs, kind of like Waves, but maybe even slower yet, more alternative. So yeah, we're really excited about the upcoming music that we have to share.
Fantastic. Great.
Mhm.
And would you like to tell a bit about the formation of the band and how you guys got together as a band?
Mike, do you want to start this one off?
You tell it.
You want me to tell? You want me to
You have
tell?
the origin.
What?
You have the origin story.
I have the origin story. So my recording career started 5 years ago. I've been doing music for over 20 years, but my recording career started 5 years ago in 2017 when I did my freshman album with my old band. And it was just as it would be in this industry, a freshman album in a local scene like ours is just it's mediocre at best. So we were proud of it, but that kind of got me into the music scene, and that's how I met Mike. He was a guitar player in another band. But we're actually all pretty well versed instrumentalists. I mean, Mike plays guitar and drums. I dabble with drums. I play mandolin, guitar, bass, and stuff like that. But we met through the music industry or music scene here, through the bands that we were in. We played some shows together, and I think it was a year and a half right before we formed Entundra. I was in another group, and there was just some butting head stuff going on, just typical band drama. We weren't getting along, so I left the group. And I that band in particular, we had a lot going on. We were getting radio play and stuff like that. Things were happening, and I decided to step down, and I posted a live video about it, discussing, because a lot of people were involved. So I wanted to kind of address all the fans and stuff, like, hey, we're doing this thing, and I'm leaving the group, but don't worry, I'm going to continue with music or whatever, and Mike called me like almost immediately after my live video came down, and he's like, I want to be your drummer. And I'm like, absolutely, you're in. So let's do this. And that started the process of Entundra. Mike and I got together, we talked, we went and had coffee, discussed kind of what we wanted to do, how we wanted to approach the project. And actually a fan that I had generated through my tenor with the other band reached out to me as we posted up ad on Facebook, for all of our friends and fans to share that we were looking for more musicians like-minded to work with. And an old fan introduced me to John, and so we sent him our tracks, the stuff that we had written, the stuff that we had ready to go, and he shows up a week later in a cast, and he was really insecure and worried about it. But the kid nailed it. I mean, he shows up and he played it. He just played the whole set. He knew the whole set, with some hiccups, but he could do it. And it was like almost immediate. We're like, you're in, man. Like, you show up in a cast to audition for a band. I mean, that's rock and roll. I mean,
Yeah.
that's rock. And we've been together ever since for a year and a half. And that's kind of how it all started. It was just, Mike's situation with his band wasn't working out that he was in, and I was having a bad situation. And all those bad situations kind of rolled into one really, really good positive situation because at the end of the day, you know, we all want the same thing. We just want to make music, and we want to have fun with it. And you know, we don't, you know, obviously there's a lot of other things that come into play with this industry, but business wise and stuff like that. But in particular, we're all about the art, and it kind of let us all together.
Everything happens for a reason.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's just so cool how everything, it just fell into place, because within the first couple of weeks after I'd left the old band, we had a new lineup, and we were ready to go, and we've been hitting it hard ever since. I mean, we've been grinding. And it's so amazing to see the music we write. It just comes naturally and so organically. It's incredible. We got something special, and we're proud of that.
Fantastic. And are you guys planning some kind of touring early 2023 or something like that?
Probably not early 2023. We'd like to go on tour. There's been talks of us doing a Northwest tour. I know we are slowly starting to pick up more shows. We're planning on doing a 3 or 4 state weekend tour, we'd call it, where it's like Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, 3 cities. We're planning on doing that at some point this winter. John, you're kind of working on that, aren't you? You're working out the details with a couple other bands. We all kind of have our jobs and within the band that are music related. Like John and Andrew, our bass players, seem to be they work on booking shows, while Mike and I handle the business logistics, you know, with merchandising and websites and stuff like that, because we're still working on setting up a website. And but we all kind of have equal shares in what we do. We're all kind of grinding. We have a really great team. Our publicist has been awesome. He has gotten us so many opportunities. I mean, he puts in a lot of time and effort for us as well. So, but yeah, touring has definitely been on our minds. We've talked about it, I think, since we started the band. It's talking about touring and how we want to approach it if we ever decide to get to that point. You know, like, you know, in a band, you always think that it's all about fun and you just want to make music, but there's always that possibility in the back of your minds, like, how far are we willing to go with this? Do we want to go on tour? Do we want to play locally? But I think deep down, we all want to be there. We all want to go out and play the shows, you know. So we're excited to start planning that. Absolutely.
Fantastic. And what will be some of the upcoming plans apart from the release of the singles and the album?
Probably just to continue writing, continue putting out music. I mean, we've got so much material, and we'll sit, like, we're right now, this is where we practice. Right behind us is the drum set. And this room that we're in, this is where the magic happens. We'll come down here on Sundays, and if we're not feeling like playing the set, we'll write. That's the most exciting thing about our group is the drive that everyone has to write and create. It's just it's addicting, you know. And that's our biggest thing beyond the record and beyond possibly touring and playing shows, is continuing to write and make music and just pushing ourselves to be better musicians every day, you know, and continuing to produce and moving forward with the music, you know.
Fantastic. And talking about the songwriting process, do you guys stick to some kind of topics, or it's going to be diverse throughout your career?
Well, I think that diversity is huge with our sound, with our writing. Sometimes songs take weeks. Sometimes they literally take minutes. I think we wrote "She" in a matter of like an hour.
Yeah.
Dead Like Me was written in less than an hour. I mean, sometimes when that you get that fluid motion and it just goes. It's just the song just a snap of the fingers. It's right there. Sometimes songs are a lot more. They're deeper than that, and it takes a lot more time.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but all of our songs are always something intimate that comes from you.
Oh yeah.
Whether it's a personal experience.
No, you're 100%.
And it's always something that somebody out there can definitely relate to. It's not something that's fake. It's very, very real, and it's part of Chris. And that's what one thing he adds to the music is a realism that can relate to a lot of people out there.
Yeah, I write based on, and I write kind of vaguely. I don't, you don't know if I'm talking about addiction or a woman, or a bad relationship. I kind of keep that. It's almost accidental, where I just kind of write without explaining too much.
Mhm.
Less is more. I have a kind of a less is more policy when I write, and so yeah, Mike's pretty much hit the nail on the head. It's always, the writing falls back on me, and John and I have collabed on lyrics and stuff like that. I think we've all had a hand in writing lyrics, but nothing that we've completed or produced or finished yet. So as far as that's concerned, I do the majority of the songwriting and lyrically and vocally, since I guess being the lead singer, that kind of falls on a guy.
It's kind of his job.
Yeah, so in that process, it's the diversity is there because I'll write about what I'm going through at the time. So every song we have is a piece of me from a certain time of my life. Um, and a lot of times it was just, it could be one event that was recent, like our song. What are we calling it? We're gonna call it Gasoline or Liar.
Gasoline, I think.
Yeah, we have a new song, and that one's kind of alt rock. And that one's pretty fun song to play, kind of bluesy. Um, and that one, yeah, was written pretty much immediately after a situation that I had with the loved one at one point. And so yeah, that's just, it's all organic, an organic process based on what I'm experiencing at that moment in my life. Yeah.
Fantastic, fantastic. And speaking of the musical direction, are you going to stick to the same genre, or there'll be more experimentation to the band in the future?
I think we just kind of write whatever we're feeling. We never go into it like, hey, we're gonna write a rock song, or hey, we're gonna write a heavy song. It's just whatever we're feeling at the time. It just happens naturally.
Very much experimental. I mean, if to put it in those terms, to answer your question, yeah, it would. I'd say it's going to stay fairly experimental. Where sometimes you might get a heavy, sludgy song out of us. Sometimes you might get a really soft, like Think. We have a song called Think, and it's a breakup song. I actually wrote the song for a buddy of mine who was going through a really bad breakup, and I had to watch him in all of his pain, from the outside looking in, and I wrote that song from a first person perspective, putting myself in his shoes, being in that situation. So I dedicated that song to him in particular, and that song is going to be on the album as well. But that song it might throw some people off. It's a little more, I'd say it's softer than Waves.
Very.
Very slow.
We all listen to like different types of music,
Very much so.
That also helps.
John is very much into like the aggressive pop, punk, modern. What else? You in metalcore?
And
You do listen to a lot. You've been listening to Creed a lot lately. Can I say that in this interview? But we all actually have very, very diverse music tastes. And Mike is into the post grunge, era stuff. Metallica. He likes, big fan of Lars Ulrich. And
I'm
stuff.
all over the place.
Yeah,
if it's good, I listen to it.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I mean, there'll be a day where you'll catch me listening to Alanis Morissette, no doubt. Sneaker Pimps. Then I might be the next day listening to Sammy Davis Jr., Dean Martin, and Frank Sinatra. Then the next day I might be listening to Carnifex and Parkway Drive, and so it all just depends on how I feel and how, if I'm having a bad day, I usually like to listen to Sammy Davis and Frank Sinatra. Those guys put me in a good mood. So yeah, very, very diverse.
It'd be like Pantera for me, probably.
Pantera, yeah. Gotta love Pantera.
Yeah. And you guys started back in May 2021. So how has the road been for you guys so far?
It's been really good. The band has got a really good chemistry. We all get along pretty well with minimal drama. The road's been great. The writing process is we've come a long way. And we weren't expecting to have this amount of attention, I guess. We released Dead Like Me, and we weren't expecting to get such a good response from it, I guess. We were just kind of putting art out there for people to hear and letting it, what our work speak for itself. And so the road's it's been a good road. We've had our ups and downs, but mostly ups. We've got a lot of really cool things happening, and we're excited about the future.
Fantastic. Were there any special moments that you want to share with me today?
What do you guys think? Any special moments?
They're all kind of special
Yeah.
in a way.
They really are, though. Every week is different.
So a blessing to be in a successful band with each other. When you find somebody that you play very well with, that's a treasure in itself, a blessing.
It's a great chemistry. It's awesome. Just how well things come together for us and how easy it is. I
Just
couldn't ask for a better team of people to do this with.
Just excited to get more of our music out there.
That's
coming
that's
up
it.
here.
100%.
Fantastic.
Mhm.
And how as a band do you look into the future?
What's that?
How as a band do you look into the future?
Well, we're excited about the future. That's for sure. We can't wait to see what happens next, kind of thing. We're always just excited.
We'd all love to be able to do this, for a living.
Yeah, I mean, if we could do this full time,
not have a day job.
yeah.
But
We all work our butts off during the week.
Yeah,
Regular old jobs, and
it's a balancing act for
big
sure.
time, big time. A lot of sacrifices, lots, financially, time wise. I mean, we spend a lot of time and money doing this because we want to, and we want to sound our best. We want to try our best and give our best effort at making the best of what we're doing. And we're not trying to be the best, but we want the best out of what we're doing and how we do it. That's kind of what it is all about. It's not a competition for us with anyone, but it's definitely a competition for ourselves to see how good we can get and how far we can go. I mean, not within the industry, but within ourselves, I think more so.
Fantastic.
Mhm.
And what are your plans to take Entundra to the international scene?
Oh,
Wait for the right opportunity that comes
Mhm.
along. Hopefully that does come along sooner than later.
Yeah.
But when it does, we'll be ready.
Yep. That's, I think, the take it to the next level is just continue doing what we're doing and working with Dave, our promoter.
Yep.
Dave's been, like I said, he's great. He's helping us along, and I mean, I can say that we have had label offers that we've been entertaining, but we're not quite ready yet. Not until the album's ready. We're not quite ready to sign on with anyone just yet, unless the album or unless the offer is like a good fit for us. I mean, financially and on all those fronts, I guess. So that's been exciting, is that we have had some labels reach out, but nothing has been definite yet. So the future is unknown, and I think that's the coolest thing about this. We don't know what's going to happen, but what we do know is we have each other, and we have the music, and we have a great bond, and we get to share it, with you guys, the world, ourselves. So
Amazing. And finally, what would be the message that you want to give to the fans and people who are new to Entundra?
Well, we hope you like us, and we hope we stick with us, because we're very, very big on loyalty, and we stick together through our rough times. Like I tell everybody, it's not what you're going through, it's how you get through it. That's what really counts. There's nothing that life could throw at you that you can't get through, that you can't overcome. I've overcame addiction, divorce, battle scars. I've been hospitalized. I mean, I've overcome a lot of things in my life, and all it tells me, as long as there's a breath in my body, there's nothing I can't do. And if you're new to Entundra, if you're coming in as a fan, if you already are a fan, we love you. We support you as much as you support us, and we can't do this without you. And we're here for you, just like we're here for each other and everyone else. The message what we have is we just want to share the love and our life experiences with you. And if you relate to them, reach out to us, talk to us. If you're having a hard time, talk to us. We are very open and honest guys, and we want to share the love with the world and share our experiences with the world as well.
Make the world a better place.
Absolutely. And through the unity of music, even if our songs aren't always positive, it's about an experience that somebody can relate to. And just that thought of knowing that you're not alone when you hear somebody's song. I mean, that's what brought me into this industry. And when I started playing guitar as a teenager, it was that there was just this sense of, you know, being a part of something, even if you've never met those people that are singing these songs, you felt like you were a part of it because it spoke to you, you know, and that's what brings music together, right? That's what brings everyone together. When you go to shows, everyone has a story, but they're all there for the same reason, you know? So that's huge. Yeah. It's like a giant family, you know, we've all been through different things, and that's the big one. It's just
So on that note, we'd like to say welcome to the family.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you're new.
welcome to the Entundra family.
Awesome. Thanks. And Topher, Michael, and John, I want to thank you all three so much for giving me today this wonderful opportunity to have you on this interview and to talk on Entundra and all their plans. And thank you so much for giving us amazing music in the last 1 year. Great music, amazing videos, and wonderful work altogether. So thank you so much for the awesomeness. And I wish you all the best in the coming days and hope to see more music from you guys and looking forward for the new album.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
Thank you for your time as well. And thank you for having us. We appreciate you.
I appreciate it. Thank you and have a great day out there. Take care of yourself.
You too.
You
All
too.
right.
Bye.
See ya.
See ya.